it has been a really challenging road, you know, because everybody is on edge and, you know, we want to find, the who done it and what are you not doing and what are you not contributing and, you know, and what I'm learning is you can't point the finger. You can't do that. You know, you and your spouse must maintain a healthy communication about your finances. I noticed choosing the right time to talk about it is really essential. Um, you got to share your feelings about, you know, what you're feeling. Are you feeling like, hey, um, something is not, you know, equally shared, or I feel like you're not, you know, I feel like you're not sharing what's going on. It's just, and it's not really a tit for tat thing. I just want you to know that just avoid the blame. Instead of saying, you spent too much, you know, and I'm feeling anxious about your spending habits. You gotta use the I statement. Say things like, I feel worried when we don't have a plan for our finances. And I notice because, we are right now in between blessings, okay? We both work for the state of California. And if you heard of California, and maybe some of my subscribers are from California, the cost of living is crazy. Those wonderful, delicious eggs are in limbo and a settlement. They're being sued. My favorite eggs. I don't know if I can mention it without I getting in trouble, but so if you want really good quality eggs, they're like $12. Okay. Because for some reason my body will not process, and I'm not being bougie. It could be because my body has changed. They say your body changes every 8 years, and plus I just turned 50, so I can't put anything that's not being treated correctly inside my stomach, or else it's gonna be a violent situation internally. You get my drift. But getting back to making sure that you're having those healthy conversations about finances with your spouse, with your husband, wife, partner, even business partner. This is for you. Okay. If you are struggling to find, ends meeting, this video is for you. And we're in this together. I'm not an expert. Okay. I didn't get a degree in this. It's just that I'm noticing that this is working. I'm not saying we have our perfect times where we have to check in, and sometimes it can be really emotional because we're already feeling a way that we're not having the necessary needs. So then when we're checking in, we're just on edge, you know? So I'm here for you guys. I really want you to get this. Please avoid sounding accusatory, because it really helps your significant other understand your perspective without becoming defensive. What I've learned with my spouse is I try to bring research. You know, that's what the internet's for, is the research of it all, to really look for reputable sites that talk about, not just investing, but how to save, how to be more organized. And plus, I watch a lot of morning shows. So I love when they bring their experts to that morning show. Okay. Focus on the future, not the past. It's not going to help when you go back and say, yeah, I remember when you was buying all them doggone sneakers and that's why we in the hole now. you know? I'm talking about myself because I'm a late in life sneakerhead. I stopped that, y'all. I had to stop it. That's another video, okay? Um, you know, really focus and really kind of get organized in your words, even if you have to journal it or write it down in a notepad. I have, my notepad here, that I write down for myself because keeping yourself accountable can help you get through the difficult conversations. Because, like I said, each person, and I'm talking about me and my spouse, we are on edge because we're like, we're already stressed that we ain't got all that we need to, carry us to the threshold. But then you're going to ask me about this, and I'm going to ask you. So, okay, talk about solutions together. Tone. My husband taught me this. He says, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Make sure your tone is not, because I have, and I'm trying to break this habit, but sometimes my tone can be very teacher like. It can be mixed with authoritative, with a hint of sarcasm. And I don't mean to. It's just I'm passionate about what I'm saying. And there's times, don't get me wrong, I mean to, if I feel like I'm, reading you fulfilled, you know. But you know, I definitely I've been working on that, okay? But yes, talk about solutions and goals, moving forward, focusing how you can work together to improve your financial situation. This can help both of you feel empowered because what I'm learning to do is also in our discussion talk about um, the negative part of me when it comes to finances. Because one thing you don't want to let your partner, your spouse, wife, husband, business partner, let them feel like they're alone. You know, sometimes even if you know it ain't real, it's really mostly them. Okay, make something up like I did. Just saying, even though I'm not saying that I'm perfect, I'm just saying sometimes, and then I'm not saying that I do that, but I notice sometimes I can help. And listen, I got a lot to learn still, you guys. I'm just sharing with you the essentials. We're on this journey together, so don't feel bad. Be ready to listen. Invite your spouse's perspective because you don't want to just, you know, even if you have that ego, because I have this too, where you really think, you know what, my plan is going to be better than yours. This is how we should do it. We can't approach it that way. Okay. We need to invite our spouse's business partner, wife, husband's perspective together. Ask how they feel about, their financial situation. Like, hey, like, say, babe, how do you feel about yours? Because, and even if you think yours is better, still say, I'm thinking I can, use a little tweak, a little fine tuning on being more responsible. And that's where you give your spouse the okay to say, you know what, babe, I got to be honest with you. And he or she may say, you know what, I need some fine tuning too. it's important to listen with empathy. I'm an empath. So, what I'm learning as an empath to also have still your empath spirit, but also be stern and transparent in what you're trying to say. Understand underlying fears or concerns. Money discussions often reveal deeper issues, okay, such as fears of financial insecurity or different priorities. Now, as you see, I'm a female, and I am really big on this. I don't believe in emasculating a man, making him feel less than, even if he doesn't know how to convey or how to communicate what he's thinking or feeling. There's no wrong or right way, okay? Because, you know, I don't know what it is to be a man, but I know that men carry so much in here and in here because they want to do so much for the family. But if they are in a corner and their back is against the wall and they're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. So then they hide their fears and then it just gets out of hand because we're not talking and we're both on edge and we're both, and the woman, me, I'm feeling like, why is he hiding? Maybe I should hide and maybe I should, and two wrongs don't make a right. You know what I'm saying? But do collaborations on financial plans that both um, of you, can agree on, whether it's, saving for an emergency fund. Okay. There is this really amazing person that I used to watch, Suze Orman. Incredible. I don't know if she's still, sharing ways of saving and, IRAs and different things. I'm sure there's more accounts. This is years ago. There's probably more products that she rolls out if she's still doing it. But she used to be on Oprah helping people. And, she used to always say, you should always have an emergency fund. Always. Have at least 6 months save. And I'll put alleged there just in case I'm saying it wrong because I don't want her to, it's been a while. But I want to say it's good to always have 6 months saved. Or just if you just start throwing something 20, 40, 100 a paycheck, whatever you can do, just put it in somewhere, bank, safe deposit box. I used to do that because that way it wasn't easily accessible. Or that new um, folder, that pink folder that's been on social media, on TikTok and places. I have one where you can just start. It's an organizer, and then I think it'll equal out to 5,000 and some change. Right? I did a video on that, so um, that I need to pick up back doing that. This is a rough month after the holidays. Okay, especially when you have kids. That's a whole nother video. We're learning together. But collaborate on financial plans that both of you can agree on, whether it's saving, like I said, emergency fund, paying off debts. Oh my gosh. Um, or building, like I said, um, building a fund for saving up for a home because I do live in an apartment and I would love for my kids to be able to have a home in their name, you know, having a shared goal can bring unity. And that's where I am at with my husband. We are at the stage where it's emotional for some reason for us to say, here's my account activity, and for him to reveal. That's where we are really, there's a fear there. I'm noticing. Um, Use data and not emotions. When talking numbers, focus on clear facts, factual, you guys. Income, expenses, savings, goals. This reduces the chance of an emotional argument. Let me tell you, when our voice inflections start to change, it's very stressful because you're already having anxiety about coming to the table about this. And you're feeling just scared. Like I said, you're feeling like, oh my God, I got to be held accountable. And then when someone brings something up, the voice is getting a little high. So let's just bring the data. Let's respect each other's values. Understand that each person may have different values when it comes to spending or saving, respecting those differences. We got to really respect how we do things. You know, you may be able to learn from your wife or your husband the way they do things. Be open to their process. And if it doesn't work for you, you know, let's meet each other in the middle. And that's where me and my husband are as well. We're trying to figure this thing out and bring it together. Set a regular financial check in. Those check ins, though they're scary, it must be. It's got to be. Consider setting up a routine to discuss finances, whether weekly, bi weekly, monthly. This can make financial conversations feel more like a partnership and less like a one time confrontation because it gets real confrontational again. Right now, we check in monthly. This month, it has been, can I be real with you, 3 times? Because I feel like I haven't been heard and he hasn't been heard. And because after all, we're both, it's really rough when both partners are in love with the holidays and it becomes commercial. Yes, I'm religious and yes, I know that it's, you know, Jesus's birthday, but I do get all up in it. I get the smell of the pine because I have a plug-in tree, and then I also get a in my little apartment. Oh, I got it going on. I'll get a real tree so I can smell it, and a plug-in for so it's 2 trees in the living room, and one. Our plug-in trees are still plugged in. It's always tradition for us to always keep the plug-ins up until MLK Day. So I haven't really officially put all my stuff away, but it's so big for us. And and so I say all this to say in January is when we get buyer's remorse because you're in a bubble. You're in a bubble. You're like, you're buying all this stuff and you're in a spirit, and then child, when you get the bills. That's another video we gotta do, y'all. We gotta do how to plan for the holiday. We gotta do it. Lastly, be patient, you guys. These conversations can take a toll. It can take a toll. Take your time. You see how I'm talking to you? It took me a while to practice this. And sometimes I have to breathe before I go to the meeting. Sometimes holding each other's hands and talk and ask before you talk, how are you doing? How was your day? You know, it works. Trust me, because like I said, I'm dramatic. It's okay. If you don't resolve anything in that that month or that meeting, it's okay. The most important thing, what I'm learning, you want to make sure that it's a safe space for you and your partner, you and your husband or wife or business partner. It's a safe space to where you have a conversation about it. And the things that are really concerning, bring those up at the beginning and talk about it, marinate it, marinate on it. So, but anyways, my catchers and casket catchers and new folks watching me, listen, if you like these types of videos, please subscribe. I'm going to keep pushing them out because they're therapeutic for me. They keep me accountable and they keep me on track. Okay. Um, I love you guys. Thank you for supporting my channel. Small content creators, let's unite and support each other. Okay. Till next time.